You're standing just outside the gates of a caravanserai at dusk, looking toward a low square fortress of pale stone that rises from the flat steppe like something grown from the earth itself. The building is simple and solid, its walls unadorned, its single arched entrance glowing amber against the darkening sky. The light spills outward in a wide pool, warm and inviting, and you can see the silhouettes of travelers already moving inside, their shadows passing slowly across the courtyard beyond. This is sleep through history. There is no pressure here and nothing you need to keep track of. You are welcome to drift without following every word. Let the images settle around you like dust after a long day's travel. Your caravan has been moving most of the day across the open steppe, and now the animals know they have reached rest. You can feel it in the way the camels have stopped swaying, the way the horses no longer pull against their leads. The gatekeeper stands quietly to one side of the entrance, his hand resting on the stone jamb, and he nods as you pass. There is no hurry. The gates are open. The day is done. You step through the arch and into the central courtyard, a large open square of packed earth and worn stone flags that have been smoothed by centuries of footsteps. The courtyard is ringed by a continuous arcade of low arches, each one identical to the next, each one sheltering a portion of shadow that deepens as the light fades. Beneath every arch, oil lamps hang from iron hooks, already lit, their flames steady and unwavering in the still air. The lamplight pools beneath the vaulted ceilings, casting soft circles of amber on the plastered walls. Above you, the sky is deepening. The blue has grown richer, darker, and the last pale light clings to the western edge like a memory. Directly overhead, the first stars are becoming visible, small and certain, pricking through the dome of evening. The courtyard is open to the sky, and the air is cool now, moving gently across your face and hands. Around the lower level of the courtyard, animals are being led toward the inner stalls. You watch as a camel folds its long legs beneath itself, lowering slowly onto the straw-covered ground with a movement that seems both ceremonial and certain. Another camel follows, and then another, each one settling with the same unhurried grace. Nearby, a horse turns in a slow circle before lowering its head, exhaling softly through its nostrils. The sound is low and rhythmic, almost a sigh. As you walk deeper into the courtyard, your gaze catches on something small and still. On a stone ledge just inside the nearest archway, someone has left a ceramic cup of tea. It is round and pale blue, simple in shape, and a faint thread of steam still rises from its surface, curling upward into the lamplight before disappearing. The cup is cooling quietly, forgotten or set aside by whoever lit the lamps and prepared the space. You notice it in passing, and the sight of it is oddly comforting, a small gesture of care in a place built for strangers. Caravanserais like this one were built along the Silk Road and the steppe routes of Central Asia from roughly the 9th century onward. They were spaced a day's journey apart, about 30 kilometers, so that travelers and merchants and their animals could always find shelter, water, and rest before the next morning's departure. This one has stood here for a long time, its stones warmed by countless suns, its arches sheltering countless nights. You cross the courtyard slowly, your footsteps quiet on the packed earth. The lamplight guides you toward one of the galleries, where a simple arched chamber waits. Inside, there is a sleeping platform of stone topped with a thin mattress, a folded wool blanket resting at the foot, and a small lamp already burning in a niche cut into the wall. The flame is steady. The room is still. The night is settling in around the walls. You set down what you have been carrying. You let your shoulders drop. The stone beneath your hand is still faintly warm from the day, and the air smells of wood smoke and straw and the distant spice of cardamom. Outside, the voices of other travelers are low and tapering into silence. The animals have stopped moving. The courtyard is growing quieter with each breath you take. You are here. You have arrived, and there is nothing more you need to do tonight but rest. You have set down your traveling things. The pack leans against the wall near the corner, and your boots rest beside the low arched doorway, dust still pale on the worn leather. The room is small and simple and exactly sufficient. The stone walls hold the warmth of the day and release it slowly, like breath, into the cooling air around you. The sleeping platform is built into the wall, a stone base, solid and permanent, beneath a thin, cotton-stuffed mattress that has taken the shape of many travelers before you. At the foot of the platform, a rough wool blanket lies folded, its colors muted red and ochre, the weave thick and uneven. You reach for it now, drawing it up slightly, feeling its weight settle across your legs. The wool carries a faint warmth, as though it too has been resting in the last of the daylight. From inside the room, the sounds of the courtyard are audible but softened. You hear the low rumble of a camel settling into the straw, the deep exhalation that comes when the animal finally rests its weight. A man's voice calls something brief and then goes quiet. There is the shuffle of straw underfoot near the stalls, the creak of a rope being secured, and then nothing more. The sounds are gentle, and they do not ask anything of you. The ceramic cup sits on the floor beside the sleeping platform. You carried it with you from the ledge outside, and now it rests within easy reach. The tea inside is warm, not hot. You lift the cup and hold it between both palms, feeling the smooth curve of the ceramic, the heat that has softened to something closer to your own warmth. The scent rises faintly, cardamom and something faintly smoky, a thread of sweetness beneath the earthiness. You take a slow sip, and the liquid is gentle on your tongue, asking nothing, offering only this small comfort. You set the cup down again and feel the day's travel beginning to leave your body. The tension in your shoulders, held without thought through hours of movement, begins to release. Your legs, which have been walking or riding, settle fully into the mattress, their weight no longer something you carry, but something you allow to rest. Your jaw eases, your hands uncurl. The tight alertness that comes with travel softens at its edges and begins to dissolve into the warmth of the room. Through the low, arched doorway, the heavy curtain has been drawn most of the way across, but not completely. A thin line of lamplight from the gallery outside moves across the floor, steady and unmoving. It does not flicker. It is a thread of gold on stone, constant and unhurried, marking the boundary between the shared space beyond and this small chamber that is now yours for the night. The platform beneath you is unchanging. The walls around you have held this same warmth for travelers from distant places, all of them moving along routes that stretch across mountains and plains, all of them pausing here in rooms like this one. The proportions of the space, the height of the ceiling, the narrow window slit, the niche in the wall where a small lamp burns. These things have been recognized by hands and eyes long before yours. There is comfort in this. You are one among many, resting where many have rested, and the simplicity of the room asks only that you lie down and let the night gather around you. The sounds from the courtyard continue to diminish. You hear someone banking a brazier, the soft scrape of metal on stone, the low settling of embers. Through the narrow window slit, you can see a thin line of smoke rising straight and slow into the cooling air. The sky beyond has gone from blue to deep violet, the color of dusk slipping into the color of night. The smoke is pale against it, almost invisible, and then it fades entirely into the darkness above. You lie back on the mattress, letting your head rest fully, letting your arms settle at your sides. The blanket is pulled to your chest now, its weight familiar and grounding. The ceramic cup sits beside you, still faintly warm. In the niche in the wall, the small lamp burns with a steady flame, casting a circle of soft gold on the plaster. The light does not waver. It does not demand your attention. It simply remains, quiet and constant, a small point of warmth in the growing stillness. The night is settling in around the walls. You feel the coolness of the air moving through the window slit, mixing with the warmth held in the stone. The sounds from beyond the curtain have grown softer still, a murmur of voices fading, the last movements of animals finding their rest, the slow exhale of a place that has welcomed the end of motion and the beginning of stillness. Your breath slows to match the rhythm of the room. Your body grows heavier, more at ease, more willing to let go. There is nothing more required of you now. The journey that brought you here is behind you. The journey that will carry you onward waits somewhere beyond this night, but it does not touch you here. The lamplight is small and steady in its niche. The blanket holds you gently. The stone beneath you is solid and cool and unchanging. You close your eyes, and the warmth of the room, the quiet of the courtyard, the weight of your own limbs settling into rest, all of it gathers around you like the slow folding of wings. The courtyard outside has grown noticeably quieter. The animals have stopped their small movements. The voices of other travelers have faded into their own rooms or into the low murmur of men seated together in the larger communal hall at the far end of the arcade. What remains is not quite silence, but something close to it, a stillness that deepens as the air continues to cool and the sky darkens overhead. You rest here in this quiet, feeling the way sound has withdrawn, the way the evening has contracted inward toward warmth and rest. The lamplight in the room holds steady. A single oil lamp sits in the stone niche carved into the wall near the door. Its flame is upright and barely moving, no flicker or disturbance. It casts a warm circle on the plastered ceiling above you, a circle edged in soft amber and deepening to shadow at its rim. The ceiling is plain, slightly uneven, the surface marked by the hand trowel that smoothed it long ago. One low wooden beam crosses it, darkened with age, the grain still faintly visible where the lamplight touches. You watch the light on the beam and the pale plaster, and you feel how simple it is, how complete. The warmth of the stone walls is palpable now, not heat, but presence. The walls hold the day's sun the way a body holds warmth after waking. You can feel it faintly through the blanket, through the mattress beneath you. It radiates inward, slow and steady, a presence that does not demand attention, but offers itself as a steady, gentle fact. The wool blanket rests evenly across your shoulders and chest, familiar now, its weight distributed without thought. Beneath it, your body rests, supported and still. The ceramic cup on the floor has finished cooling. It holds its shape in the low light, round and pale and still. The tea inside it has settled to the temperature of the room. The glaze catches a faint glimmer from the lamp, a curve of reflected gold that does not move. The cup simply is, resting where you placed it, part of the quiet landscape of the room. Your breath slows naturally here, in through the nose, cool and even, out slowly, softer, warmer. The chest rises and falls under the wool blanket. The rhythm is your own, unhurried, steady as the lamplight on the ceiling. There is nothing to adjust, nothing to count, only the feeling of air moving in and moving out, and the way the body knows its own pace when left to rest. Across the courtyard, in the communal hall, someone plucks a single note on a stringed instrument and then does not continue. The note hangs in the air for a moment, clear and solitary, and is absorbed by stone. It does not echo, it simply fades, drawn into the walls and the cool night air, leaving the quiet deeper than before. Travelers along these routes came from many places. Merchants from Samarkand carrying bolts of silk, pilgrims from Persia, their belongings worn smooth by distance, official couriers of the Mongol postal system known as the Yam, men who rode hard and rested little. By night, those distinctions softened. Everyone was simply a person resting inside walls with a lamp and a blanket. The stone offered the same warmth. The lamplight gave the same circle of gold. The darkness outside pressed equally against every window, and the sky above the courtyard looked the same to every pair of eyes that dee to see it. The night is settling in around the walls. Through the narrow window slit, the sky is fully dark now. The stars are dense and sharp in the cold, clear autumn air. From the open courtyard, the Milky Way would be visible, a broad river of white light spilling across the black. But from here, you see only a narrow rectangle, a sliver of that vastness, black and white light, pinpoints held steady in the cold. You do not need to look at it for long. The eyes close on their own, drawn by the heaviness that has settled into your limbs, by the softness of the mattress beneath you and the weight of the blanket above. The lamplight continues behind your closed eyelids as a faint warmth, a presence more than a sight. The ceiling beam and the circle of gold are still there, known now, felt rather than seen. The walls hold their warmth. The courtyard holds its stillness. The cup on the floor holds its shape. Your body rests entirely now. The breath moves in and out without thought, each cycle a little slower, a little softer. The wool blanket rises and falls. The air in the room is still, warmed slightly by the lamp, cooled gently by the night beyond the walls. The two temperatures meet and balance, and you rest between them, held by both, needing neither to change. The stone beneath you, beneath the mattress and the woven reeds, holds firm. It has held travelers for season after season, year after year. It holds you now, just as steadily, just as simply. There is no effort in it, no strain, only the quiet meeting of body and surface, breath and air, warmth and coolness, light and rest. The lamp burns on in the niche. The flame does not waver. The ceiling glows softly in its circle of light. Outside, the stars continue their slow arc across the sky. Inside, you rest, wrapped in wool, breathing slowly, eyes closed, the warmth of the walls around you and the stillness of the courtyard settling deeper into night. The courtyard is quiet now. The animals are still. Any remaining voices have fallen below hearing. The Caravanserai has become simply a shape of stone holding warmth and lamplight. You rest on the mattress, and the wool blanket lies across you, just as it did before. The stone beneath the mattress is worn smooth as it has been all along. The small, steady flame burns in the niche in the wall, and beneath the curtain that hangs across the doorway, that thin line of lamplight from the gallery remains, golden and unchanged. The ceramic cup is still there. You do not need to look at it or think about it. It is simply present, a small, cool, ordinary thing resting on the stone floor. Your breath moves in and out, slower now, deeper than it was. The body has fully accepted the mattress. The warmth of the blanket and the warmth of the body beneath it have begun to dissolve into one another until there is only warmth, only weight, only the gentle give of wool and straw. The brazier smoke outside has thinned to almost nothing. The courtyard is open to the sky. The stone is cooling slowly as stone does. It releases the heat it held from the day, degree by degree, into the clear autumn air. The lamp in the niche burns on. Oil lamps like this one were filled each evening by whoever maintained the Caravanserai, a warden, a caretaker, someone who has already done their work and is also somewhere nearby, resting. The wick draws oil upward. The flame stays small and steady. It asks nothing of you. The night is settling in around the walls. The sounds that remain are the ones that have always been there beneath the others. The faint movement of wind above the roofline, the slow breathing of animals in the stalls below, the particular silence of a stone building that has stood for a long time, holding the night within its arches and passageways. You are aware of the ceiling above you, the blanket, the niche, the curtain, the cup. Each one is held loosely in your awareness, without effort, without need. The mind begins to loosen its hold on each one in turn, allowing them to rest where they are, allowing them to remain without being named. The lamplight beneath the curtain is still there. The thin golden line has not changed. It asks nothing. It simply continues, patient and untroubled. Your breath moves through you as though it has always been moving, as though it knows its own way without guidance. Deeper now, slower. The mattress holds you as it has held countless others, shaped by use into a surface that knows how to receive weight, how to offer rest. The stone walls hold the warmth they gathered. The courtyard holds the open sky. The galleries hold their arches and their lamplight. Everything remains as it was. Nothing asks you to attend to it. The wool blanket rests against your skin, soft and worn. It carries the faint smell of lanolin, unchanged. The flame in the niche continues its small work, burning oil into light, light into warmth. The cup on the floor has cooled completely now, the tea within it no longer giving off steam, simply resting in its ceramic vessel, content to be what it is. Outside, in the courtyard, the air is cool and still. The braziers have gone down to embers, dim and patient. The animals breathe in their stalls, the camels, the horses, each one settled into straw, into the rhythm of rest, into the long, slow hours of the night. You do not need to think about the courtyard. You do not need to picture the arches or the lamplight pooling beneath them. These things continue whether you hold them in mind or not. They are patient. They are there. The breath again, in and out. The body knows this rhythm. The chest rises and falls without effort, without thought. The mattress receives each breath, each small shift of weight. The blanket moves with you, or you move with the blanket. There is no longer a clear boundary between the two. The lamp burns. The flame is small. It does not flicker. The oil feeds it steadily, and the light it gives is just enough to soften the darkness in the niche, just enough to remind you that you are held within walls, within shelter, within a place that has stood through many seasons and will stand through many more. The night is settling in around the walls, quiet and unhurried, folding itself into the spaces between stone and sky. The ceiling is above you. The floor is below. The curtain hangs in the doorway, and beneath it, the line of light from the gallery remains, steady and golden. These things do not change. They do not need to change. They are enough. Your hands rest where they have been resting. Your shoulders have softened into the mattress. The weight of your head is held without effort. The body has given itself over to the surface beneath it, and the surface receives it without resistance. The cup is still there, small and cool and ordinary. You do not need to reach for it. You do not need to remember it. It simply is, resting on the worn stone floor, asking nothing. The wind moves above the roofline, faint and patient. It passes over the courtyard, over the galleries, over the arches, and the stone. It does not hurry. It does not. It continues as it has continued for as long as this place has stood. The animals breathe, the lamp burns, the stone holds warmth, the blanket holds you, the night holds all of it. Gentle and wide and unhurried, there is nothing new to attend to, only the room, only the niche, only the flame, only the breath, each one loosening its hold, each one fading into the soft edges of awareness, held without effort, released without loss. The night is settling in around the walls, only warmth now and weight and the even surface of the breath. The lamp continues in its niche, its small flame steady and golden. The stone continues to hold its warmth, releasing it gently into the air around you. The blanket continues its even, familiar pressure across your shoulders, your chest, your legs. These things do not need attending to. They are simply here as you are here, resting together in the quiet. The night outside the walls is still and very large. The steppe stretches away in all directions, open and dark and cool under the first stars. But inside the walls, the rooms are small and warm and sufficient. Everything you need is within reach, or close enough, or already here with you in this space that holds you gently. You breathe, and the breath moves through you without effort. The wool blanket rises and falls. The mattress beneath you accepts your weight completely. The soft give of it, familiar now, shaped to you, welcoming. The faint smell of wood smoke has found its way into the fabric of things and will still be there in the morning, woven into the blanket, into the air, into the worn cloth of your sleeve. The night is settling in around the walls. Your body rests against the sleeping platform, heavy and easy. Your shoulders soften into the mattress. Your hands lie still, palms open or loosely closed, resting where they have come to rest. The warmth from the stone wall beside you reaches across the small distance, touching your shoulder, your temple, steady and slow. The Caravanserai rests. The animals rest in their stalls, breathing in rhythm, their large bodies settled into the straw. The merchants rest in other small rooms along the gallery, their voices gone now, their footsteps stilled. The courtyard rests, empty and open to the sky, the packed earth cool and silent. The stone rests in the way stone rests, holding still, holding warmth, holding everything that has been placed within it gently and without effort. The walls hold the galleries. The galleries hold the rooms. The rooms hold this warmth, this lamplight, this quiet that deepens with each breath you take. You do not need to do anything now. The blanket covers you. The mattress supports you. The air moves softly in and out, and your body knows the rhythm, has always known it, will continue it through the night without any thought from you. The lamp in its niche burns low, the flame smaller now, softer. The light it gives is barely enough to touch the curve of the arch above, the angle where wall meets ceiling. Mostly, it illuminates itself, a small golden presence in the darkness, asking nothing. Outside, the wind moves lightly across the steppe, brushing the tops of dry grasses, passing over the Caravanserai without disturbance. Inside, the air is still. The warmth collected here during the day continues to radiate from the stone, from the walls, gentle and even, through the hours of darkness. Your breath, the weight of the blanket, the soft give of the mattress beneath your shoulders, your hips, your heels, the faint smell of smoke and wool, and the coolness that comes in through the high window, mixing with the warmth, creating air that is perfect for sleep. You rest here. You continue here in this warmth, in this quiet, held by stone and wool and the steady presence of the night. There is nothing to attend to. There is only this, the gentle weight, the easy breath, the warmth that asks nothing and gives everything, for as long as rest requires.